Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Gates channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit like for more daily drama updates and spoilers. Your support truly means a lot and helps our channel grow every day. Now, let's jump straight into today's exciting update. Naomi's journey has become one of the most emotional and courageous stories unfolding on Beyond the Gates, as every step she takes forces her to relive a painful truth while asking the people she loves to walk beside her through unimaginable uncertainty. One conversation after another, she has traveled from family member to family member, carrying the same devastating revelation that never seems to get any easier to say aloud. She first sat down with Danny and Jacob, gathering every ounce of courage she could find before opening her heart. From there, she continued on to her sister and her cousins, determined that no one she loved would remain in the dark any longer. Yet despite each difficult conversation she has already endured, another emotional mountain still stands before her. According to the events unfolding on Tuesday, July 21st, Naomi must now face Anita and Vernon, bringing them into the painful reality of her diagnosis, while at the very same time, Nicole, Eva, and Elon find themselves standing at equally life-changing crossroads of their own. For Naomi, this has become what many have quietly begun calling her BRCA journey, a heartbreaking tour through the people who matter most to her, where every visit carries the weight of a secret that should never have lasted as long as it did. She must finally admit what she had desperately tried to shield everyone from, confessing that she did not receive the negative test result everyone believed she had. Instead, she tested positive for the BRCA gene, a revelation that instantly changes the future she imagined for herself. Every confession has forced her to confront not only her own fears, but also the reactions of the family members who are only now learning the truth. While every person has responded with compassion, support, and understanding, those same conversations have also been filled with quiet heartbreak. Again and again, the people who love Naomi have admitted that they wish she had trusted them sooner, wishing they could have stood beside her from the very moment she learned the devastating news instead of discovering it long afterward. As painful as revealing the test results has been, Naomi has realized that the truth doesn't end there. Once the initial shock settles, she has another deeply personal decision to explain, one that carries enormous emotional and physical consequences. Rather than waiting for fate to decide her future, Naomi has begun seriously exploring every possible option to reduce her chances of developing cancer before it ever has the opportunity to take hold. That means considering preventative surgeries that would permanently change her life. A double mastectomy has become a very real possibility, and she is also weighing the heartbreaking decision of removing her ovaries and fallopian tubes in hopes of lowering her risk even further. These are not choices anyone makes lightly, and every conversation forces Naomi to explain not only the medical realities, but also the emotional sacrifices attached to each one. Behind every calm explanation is a woman wrestling with fear, hope, grief, and determination, all at once, desperately trying to protect the future she still dreams of living. The next chapter of that emotional journey leads Naomi directly to Anita and Vernon, and the weight of this conversation may prove heavier than any that have come before. Anita has already carried the burden of guilt over the knowledge that the BRCA gene was passed down to Danny, a reality that has haunted her long after the discovery was made. Now she must face the heartbreaking realization that the same inherited risk has reached one of her granddaughters as well. That possibility threatens to reopen wounds she has never truly healed from, leaving Anita questioning whether she somehow bears responsibility for the pain spreading through the generations of her family. Vernon, meanwhile, will undoubtedly have to balance his own heartbreak while remaining the steady source of strength his family depends upon. Together, they will be forced to confront the frightening reality that this isn't simply Naomi's battle. It is another painful chapter in a family story shaped by love, fear, resilience, and the hope that they can face this challenge together. As one family wrestles with devastating medical news, another storyline quietly shifts toward matters of the heart, where Nicole finds herself embracing a version of life she never expected to enjoy. Recently, she surprised Shanice, Ashley, and Madison by openly admitting that she has genuinely been having fun dating two different men at the same time. Rather than feeling guilty or conflicted, Nicole has discovered a confidence and freedom within herself that has allowed her to enjoy the experience without immediately rushing toward a final decision. It is a refreshing change for someone who has spent so much of her life carefully navigating complicated relationships. Yet even the happiest romantic chapters rarely remain uncomplicated for long, and the future may already be preparing another unexpected twist. As Nicole updates Vanessa about everything happening in her love life, questions begin to surface about whether one or perhaps even both of these relationships may be approaching a dramatic turning point that neither woman sees coming. The emotional surprises don't stop there, because Nicole is also about to receive unexpected news concerning Ted, adding yet another layer of uncertainty to an already complicated chapter of her life. Whatever information reaches her promises to shift her perspective and potentially reshape relationships that have remained fragile for some time. In true Beyond the Gates fashion, personal happiness and unexpected complications seem destined to arrive hand in hand. Just when Nicole appears to be finding balance between romance, independence, and self-discovery, another revelation threatens to interrupt the peace she has worked so hard to build. It serves as a reminder that even life's brightest moments often exist alongside uncertainty, forcing difficult decisions to emerge when they are least expected. Meanwhile, Eva's story continues moving in a far more hopeful direction following the life-saving liver transplant that changed everything. Day by day, her recovery has shown encouraging signs, and those closest to her refuse to let her jeopardize the progress she has fought so hard to achieve. Friends and loved ones constantly remind her to slow down, rest, and conserve her strength, making sure she doesn't push herself before her body is truly ready. At times, that careful protection leaves Ava feeling frustrated because she longs to regain her independence and reclaim the active life she once enjoyed. Yet beneath those moments of impatience lies a quieter emotion that she can't ignore. There is undeniable comfort in being surrounded by people who love her enough to worry, enough to insist that her health comes first, and enough to stand beside her through every stage of healing. That journey toward recovery brings another familiar face back into Eva's world as Kial once again steps into her life at exactly the right moment. After helping her regain her mobility following the transplant surgery, the skilled orthopedist has become someone she can genuinely rely upon whenever another obstacle appears. Their renewed interaction suggests that his role in Eva's recovery may extend far beyond physical rehabilitation. According to the weekly teasers, Kial is preparing to offer Eva advice she desperately needs, guidance that could influence the decisions waiting just beyond her recovery. Whether his words focus on patience, relationships, or embracing the uncertain future ahead, his perspective arrives when Eva stands at a crossroads between simply surviving and truly living again. Sometimes healing requires more than medicine, and the wisdom shared at exactly the right moment can become just as life-changing as the surgery that saved her. Elsewhere, another family struggles with wounds that no operation can repair, Elon has made it increasingly clear that rebuilding his fractured relationship with Isaiah has become one of the most important goals in his life. His commitment was evident when he showed up without hesitation during Eva's hospitalization, proving through actions rather than words that family still matters deeply to him. More than anything, Elon wants to believe that the years of disappointment, misunderstandings, and emotional baggage can finally be left behind. He dreams of reaching a place where father and son no longer define each other through old mistakes, but instead begin creating new memories built on forgiveness and trust. Unfortunately, every attempt to move forward seems to collide with lingering skepticism and resentment, reminding both men that healing emotional wounds often takes far longer than healing physical ones. Despite every setback, Elon refuses to abandon hope. Together with Darlene, he continues imagining a future where Isaiah once again returns to the familiar warmth of Hawthorne's Sunday family dinners, reclaiming the place at the table that has always belonged to him. For Elon, those dinners represent much more than shared meals. They symbolize unity, belonging, and the chance to rebuild everything that has slowly fallen apart. Yet dreams alone cannot erase years of hurt, and one final attempt at reconciliation may determine whether this family finally begins mending its fractured bonds or watches them splinter even further. As Elon reaches out once again, viewers are left wondering whether forgiveness will finally overcome resentment or whether another heartbreaking rejection awaits. Across every corner of Beyond the Gates, lives continue to change through devastating truths, unexpected revelations, fragile recoveries, complicated romances, and desperate attempts to rebuild broken families, ensuring that every emotional thread remains tightly woven into a powerful story where hope and heartbreak continue walking side by side.